Hey everybody, this is the Aggressively Medium podcast with Lee and Josh.
46.
I think so, yeah.
That was Cartoon Network when I was growing up. That was the channel.
Channel 46?
Yep.
I have no idea what the channel was when I was growing up for Cartoon Network.
Yeah, I've done that before with the episode, said what channel it was growing up.
Uh-huh.
I need to keep doing it because I remember them all.
Well, if you can remember.
Like last week, Comedy Central. 45.
Oh, 45 and 46 were definitely not
Comedy Central.
for us, yeah.
44
They wouldn't have those two that close together.
44 was E.
I think 48 was E, and then 50 was Cartoon Network. I could be wrong.
All right. Anyway, episode 46.
Episode 46, here we
glad
are.
to be here.
Thank you, everybody, for watching, listening, doing whatever you're doing. If you have comments, questions, concerns, hit us up on social media, or you can also text us or leave a voicemail at the number. It's 205-523-5934. So leave us questions, comments, concerns. I think we're going to talk about some things this week that should some people should have some opinions on. So
Should stir the pot.
yeah, even if just a little bit, we'll stir the pot.
Man, how was your week?
I'm gonna be honest, my week sucked. Meg's Jeep Cherokee, her thermostat housing went out, and I had to replace the thermostat housing, which shouldn't normally be that big of a deal to replace the thermostat housing. But the bolt was inside. There were 4 bolts holding it on. The back right bolt was like, you can't see it. You can't see it. You can't feel it. You can't get your hands in there and maneuver.
Like my brakes on my pickup truck.
It was worse than that.
Oh, God.
It was horrible. Like, I'm telling you, it took 6 hours for me just to get the ratchet onto the bolt. And then eventually we got the bolt off. And then you have to put it back on. And there's like hoses and wires and stuff all in the way. There's no clear way to get to it. The guy who made a YouTube video about replacing it, the video is 8 minutes long. And I took 6 hours.
6 hours long?
Just to get that bolt.
Long
Granted, he's probably done 100 of them. He's probably got some fancier
and he
stuff.
had it pre-set up to make it easier.
Yeah, probably so. But so we finally got it off, put the new one on. That took like 2 hours to get the bolt, that one bolt on there. Go to start it up. Something's still wrong. So I go back.
With the thermostat?
So I went back to, I didn't know what it was. It was saying the engine was hot when I just turned the car on. So the car had been sitting there for 4 days, not moving.
Yeah.
So I took it back, and the coolant temperature sensor, which is a part of the thermostat housing that I just bought, was bad. So it was brand new, and it was bad.
Where'd you get it? Old Ted's junkyard or something?
AutoZone.
Oh.
So I had to go back and get a new coolant temperature sensor, and then replace the...
Did they make you pay for it?
They did, but then when I brought back the old one, they just... So good for you, AutoZone. I'm really proud of you, because I was about to be upset that you sold me something brand new. The thermostat housing is like $40. The coolant temp sensor is $30. So
the rest of it's $10 worth.
I guess so.
For the rest
I guess so. Or at least that's how they price things anyway.
That's mechanic math.
Yeah. So that's how that was literally all my week.
Yeah.
And we're thinking about selling the house now. So getting stuff kind of
all that.
Yeah. Trying to redo some stuff, finish some stuff up. If you're looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in Northport, Alabama, hit your boy up, because we selling this hoe.
2 dens.
2 dens, yeah.
Not many houses have 2
formal living
dens.
room and a regular living room.
Not many people have a 1-story house with 2 dens. Not many.
If your house was built between the 40s and 50s and it has, I think there's a lot of. I grew up in a house like that with a formal living room and then a regular living room.
People nowadays would call this a playroom.
Probably.
Especially since you have Jason. This is a playroom. But
well, how was your week?
Better than yours.
I hope so. I hope at least one of us got a
kick
good
to the head would have been better than your weekend, but
Yeah.
no. One of my dear friends. Well, he's your friend too, but
Colleen Spradlady.
Colin Spradley. We had his bachelor trip this weekend.
Yeah, he's been on the podcast.
Yeah, he has. So we went to Smith Lake to a VRBO cabin, which I'm not going to call it Verbo. I'm not falling for that.
Yeah.
Propaganda.
It's VRBO.
It's VRBO. They're trying to be hip. Changed it to like a single word instead of letters.
Yeah.
So
like
we had
Airbnb is
right.
B&B.
They're trying to be hip.
Yeah.
So we went to Smith Lake Thursday afternoon, came back Saturday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
The water was frigid, so we didn't even... I don't even think we brought bathing suits.
There's no reason to have.
So pretty
Unless
much,
it was a hot tub.
Yeah, no, there was not. So we just played a bunch of like cornhole and had a huge bonfire.
Yeah.
Which in this house, it had an old school like wood burning stove,
Nice.
like heater.
Yeah.
It was in the middle of the den.
Yeah.
And we fooled around with it all weekend. But when you get there, when we got there, there was like a big binder, like a 3-ring binder of like instructions.
Yeah.
Of course, we didn't read it.
Yeah.
Of like the whole property. It was just like, if you need this is worth this is, do this, don't do that. And we literally, they had 5 truck beds worth of cut firewood. And we used all of it.
Oh, gosh.
But I whispered that. We used all of it.
Yeah. Well, you paid for it.
Yeah. So, but we had this fire. They had a really nice fire pit dug into the ground with flat stones raised around it, and they had wooden benches and chairs and stuff around it. It was super nice, but it was probably 5 feet across.
Oh, wow.
So it's a big circle.
Yeah, it's big. Yeah.
We stacked up firewood, like leg-sized logs or bigger, 4 feet above the top of the rocks, and had it burning.
So y'all are anticipating a big fire.
Yes, that was the goal.
Yeah.
Biggest fire we could contain
get.
in that thing of rocks.
Yeah.
And had it burning it didn't stop burning while we were there. It stayed lit overnight. And then as we were leaving, somebody went through the book and it was like, don't use excessive wood. And we're like, well, it's all gone.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're going to be super mad that they've got.
Y'all probably get an extra charge for that.
I know. That's what I'm afraid of. We probably used 2 good trees worth of wood. But it was great.
Yeah. As long as y'all had fun.
And around a campfire is where good discussions happen. Right?
Of course. Yeah.
So and there's a little liquid flowing for most of the people.
Water?
It had water in it.
Oh, okay.
It's one of the ingredients.
Huh.
No, me and Peyton didn't drink, but everybody else, it's fine. We're grown adults. Who gives a rip?
Just messing. You're the
I'm
one.
I'm just talking.
You're the one that's tiptoeing around.
Just because I'm looking at you.
You're tiptoeing around it.
Yeah. Grown men brought beer.
Yeah.
So,
what a bunch of sinners.
we were there sitting around the fire and we didn't sleep a wink. We were up till like 2 a.m. or longer.
Oh man,
it was fun. It was fun though.
That's good times.
But
I got like one of those in me every year.
Oh, it was needed. It was a nice little. Me and Peyton went 8-1 playing corn sack.
Nice.
We ran the weekend.
That's good.
Yeah. So, but around the fire, we talked about. We brought up prepping, like preppers.
Yeah.
Because I have bug bags.
Yeah, you're a semi-prepper.
Semi-prepper. Yeah. I might not survive, but I'll survive longer than somebody who isn't prepping. Yeah. But it's aggressively medium. I'm an aggressively semi-prepper.
Prepper. Yeah.
But so I was talking about bug bags, and then that led to like, well, what do you put in them? Why do you put that in it?
Yeah.
And then that led to firearms, which led to what if somebody broke in your house, which led to me and Anna have a plan. Like
if y'all get broken into.
If we get broken into, we know what we're doing and we're prepared. And it was just, and there's 7 of us there, and like half of them were like, what? And then the other half were like, I got to go make a bug bag. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the main thing, hold on. Let me sure I got this right. I don't want to skip this part because it was the most important, most important part of the weekend. Somehow, around the same fire, we got to talking about how you wipe after a poop.
Okay.
And I don't know what to do anymore.
You don't know how to poop
with
anymore?
like friendships.
You don't know how to wipe anymore?
No, I do know how to wipe.
Okay.
5 of the other 7 or the other 6 don't know how to wipe their booty.
Okay.
Correctly. And I needed an outside opinion.
All right. So if these are your cheeks.
Okay.
Right here. Okay. You're facing forward.
So the toilet's
facing
here.
towards the
This
camera.
is the back of the toilet.
Yeah, you're sitting on the toilet.
Right.
This is the back of the toilet. How do you wipe?
You mean like how you're supposed to wipe?
How do you wipe your butt?
Well, I'll do you one better than Mountain Dew.
Are you going to get your butt cheeks out?
No. So we're here on the toilet. Right?
Yeah.
Right hand. I'm right-handed.
We can't hear you, by the way.
This is important. This is really important.
This is an important discussion.
Right hand, toilet paper. Yeah, like a normal human, sane human being.
Okay.
Everybody else, you want to know what they do? I thought they were all joking.
You thought they were trying to do
the
something,
conversation,
like get one over on you?
I've never even fathomed wiping that way.
So, for the most part, I wipe front to back.
Up your back.
Yeah.
Like
front to back.
Like a sane
You start
human.
in the front and you
Work your way
wipe back.
Yes.
Yeah. When I was in college, somebody said that they saw somebody else pooping and they saw them wiping front. And the guy said, I wipe front to back, but then for one final pass, just to make sure there's nothing else, I go back to front. And I will say there have been times where that's been helpful. But for the 98% of my wipes are front to back, and then one final back to front just to make sure.
One final wipe, just in case there's anything left, and you can smear it on your nuts.
I'm not going to smear it. Why would I smear it on my nuts?
Why would you wipe?
Why am I going that far forward?
I don't know how it works. I've never tried it.
Do you start at your nutsack when you're going front to back?
No.
Okay, so that's a ridiculous thing.
This is new to me.
Okay. I'll do. See, you've got these little ridges, right? Just watch. Your butthole is just not a hole, and there's nothing else.
It's a sphincter.
It's a sphincter, and then there's also ridges though. There's ridges down there. So you've got these ridges, right? You've been wiping this way for so long, it's in those ridges.
You got to go against the grain.
You got to go against the grain to get the excess every now and then, especially if it's like real watery.
So yours is situational?
Yeah, it's very situational. I will say I would say 99% of the time that I poop, though, I do at least one just to make sure. Because it's science, man.
Yeah.
You don't want to walk around with a nasty butthole.
Just wipe again.
But
the right way.
You're going with the grain. You've got all these ridges and places where poop could be.
Be transparent with me here.
I am being transparent. I've been transparent.
That was for you, Colin.
For 46 seasons.
That was for you, Colin. When you found out for the first time in college that guy did that, what was your reaction?
I was like, that's wild.
Okay.
But I need to try. I trusted this guy's opinion.
Okay.
So
but these guys couldn't understand how I don't have to get up off the toilet to wipe the way I wipe.
Oh, well, that's just ridiculous.
Right. But then my thought that I brought up was, so you reach your hand into the toilet bowl if you're going through your legs. Think about it. I'll let you chew on that for a little bit.
I don't think that when I do it, I go.
But think of the physics of it. You're not getting back to front unless you're sticking your hand between your legs, which are on the toilet.
But I still lift up.
Okay, but your hand's going inside the rim.
It's going the same distance if I go this way or if I go this way.
Right, but your only avenue from front to back, or from back to front, where you come in there, has to go under your leg line into the bowl.
I think
unless you stand up and wipe.
I think either way you're doing the same amount of penetration into the bowl.
No. From the side, I don't even get near the bowl. It's all above ground.
I mean, I'm from the side as well.
Okay. Like I said, I can't even conceive it.
Well,
I can't even.
I'm going to tell you.
I was shocked. I thought they were kidding.
It's hygienic to at least once go the other way.
Okay.
In a poop.
Hand, toilet bowl, and all.
Sure.
All right. If you say so.
If that's the way you still is thinking about it, then yeah. But I have known people that stand up to wipe either way.
That's situational for me.
It's not situational at all for me. If I'm sitting on the toilet, I'm sitting down to wipe my butt. If I let a fart out and it's juicy and I got to go back and think about maybe I need to just check, I'll be standing up. But
yeah, okay. That's pretty much what I was saying.
Okay.
That's the situational. Yeah. It's a recheck.
Yeah. If it's a recheck, standing up. If it's not a recheck, I ain't.
And as crazy as it is to me that somebody would wipe that way, I'd rather you just, that's how I wipe, than one of the guys on the trip was like, I don't really think about it. I either do one or the other.
Yeah,
like
going back and forth, I couldn't see that.
On a Monday, they'll go back to front. On a Tuesday, they'll go front to back.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. That's lukewarm.
Yeah. To me, it's you go one way and then once go the other way, so just to clarify.
Your finishing move is a reverse.
Yeah, it's back to front. It's hygienic.
I'd like to say I'd give it a try, but I'm not going to.
I mean, that's fine that you don't give it a try. It's just, to me, after I initially did it, I noticed, if I go the other way once, sometimes there is something.
Yeah. And if you think about it, which nobody should spend this much time thinking about it.
We are.
At some point, two dudes wiped differently, and then their families, it went out from there.
Well, did you?
Right?
Maybe.
No, well, that had to be how it happens. Had to be.
So like Cain and Abel?
It's before Seth. Cain and Seth.
Yeah.
Cain wiped back to front like a murdering lunatic, and Seth wipes like a normal person.
Well, I don't even want to talk about that.
We don't have to.
We're not good.
But if you think about it, at some point, two guys said, "This is how I'm gonna wipe."
Yeah. I mean, hey, it's got. I don't see how there was a difference.
I'd like to put a poll up about how you wipe.
Put one up then.
Well, I would like a poll put up.
Oh, you want me to do it?
I would appreciate if somebody would put a poll up and let me know the results.
Front to back or back to front.
Yeah, I feel.
I'll tell you this, and this is what I was just thinking about a second ago. I think that if we put a poll up, no women would go back to front.
Oh, that's super
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Not hygienic.
I don't think anybody who is a woman would go.
Well, that's even a thing we learned in like baby school or whatever. It's don't wipe. Since we have a daughter.
Yeah.
Don't wipe up.
Yeah, because it's
all down.
Go back and infect and yeah.
So if it's good enough for a baby, it's good enough for me.
Yeah.
That's how.
Speaking of poop, and ladies pooping, our governor is a woman, so she probably wipes front to back.
Yeah. so
speaking
gross.
of Kay Ivey,
who's 90.
who's 90,
And
she
we're talking
probably
about how
doesn't
she
wipe.
wipes
She
her
probably
butt.
it's
like
it's a diaper.
it's like dust.
she's got Depends on for sure.
That is so yucky.
So if you don't know, in the state of Alabama, we had tornadoes last week.
Mm-hmm.
Devastating.
Very, very close in my hometown.
Yeah, very devastating. Kay Ivey had a press conference where she had a little bit of a gaffe.
Did she poot?
No.
Oh.
But so I'm gonna.
Oh, you went poop, women, K.
Yeah.
So we lost the poop in the transition.
Yeah.
I thought we were still on.
No.
K.
So
pooping.
this is Kay Ivey's press conference.
I've had several conversations
Lee speaking
with
to the mic.
President Biden and Vice President Harris during the transition, and just recently, Dr. Harris joined me in a phone conversation with President Biden's COVID team. So yes, we were in touch.
Governor, can you talk about the new case numbers that you talked about yesterday with Washington?
Do what now?
The new case numbers now.
Do what now?
Increase in excess.
Hold on.
They are we're getting a slight increase in the number of doses that we'll be getting to the
I
state.
watched that video. I watched that video 100 times. And the second one, I can't not laugh.
What was that?
It was a burp. She's burping. That's the funniest thing to me
Just show me the.
on the planet.
Show me the.
Oh, gosh.
Can you talk about the new case numbers that you talked about yesterday with Washington?
Do what now?
She
That was
lost her
funny
train
enough.
of thought.
Increase in excess.
They are we're getting a slight increase in the number of doses that we'll be getting to the state.
Is that not the funniest thing?
She lost her jaw in it.
In the first one, she lost her train of thought. She was listening to that guy intently, burped, and then went,
That sounded.
do what now?
That sounded like cousin Eddie's Rottweiler eating under the table. Oh. Oh,
Somebody at the fire station
Great.
showed me that this week.
great. That's our governor.
And I couldn't shake it. They showed it to us at the beginning of lunch, and I couldn't stop laughing till the end of lunch. I was so shook.
Oh my K.
That's the best.
If it had just been that one burp,
It would have been funny.
That
But the
was fine.
second one,
that wasn't a burp. That was like a.
bro,
She's got a brain hemorrhage or something. That's
the funniest thing to me, though. That burp, like people farting or burping when they're not supposed to, which at this point we should be progressive enough as a society that we just understand people burp and people fart.
right. I
But
mean,
it's so funny.
it wasn't weird. It was weird. I was trying to pull up Snot, the dog's burp. They're identical. They're identical.
Dude. She
Okay.
somebody needs to give her some gas X before she goes up next time.
I feel better. from
Rick and
laughing
Bubba
like that.
showed that clip. And then
I bet they talked about that for an hour.
they had
Laughed
somebody
through it.
call in as Kay Ivey. And
They have a lady that does, or a guy or a lady that
and
does that.
she said, well, it's like my granddaddy used to say, at least it was the upstairs and not the downstairs.
I bet they lost it.
Dude,
I can only imagine how long they laughed at that over and over and over again.
so funny.
What a job those guys have.
Maybe one day.
Maybe. I mean, it's taking them 27. This is their 27th year.
But yeah, man,
Well,
Kay Ivey burping is,
that
was the highlight of my week, honestly.
That is a great representation of our state.
It's not far off.
No.
I mean,
An ancient old white lady that still has like a plantation accent.
Yeah.
Somehow that's that Montgomery.
Yep. I'm having a hard time holding a burp back now.
Well, don't do that. You'll pull your neck.
Speaking of tragedies,
Yeah, we've had some famous, celebrity deaths
yeah,
since last time we talked.
yeah.
Larry King. I never watched 60 Minutes. That was him, right?
No. 60 Minutes was
Walter Cronkite? No.
Larry King had his own.
Larry
thing.
King Live. Never watched it, but I know who Larry King is.
Yeah.
He was very old.
He was very old.
And you see, his wife said it was not COVID. She
Gosh. Yeah, Larry King and then Screech from Saved by the Bell.
Yeah. Dustin Diamond.
Yeah. So one interesting thing, I saw an article,
And he died at like 44.
Yeah, he wasn't too old.
And it was cancer, but he only fought it for like a week.
Well, so there was a lot of people. They've got the reboot on TV right now. Saved by the Bell
has a reboot?
There's a reboot. Yeah. There's also a Walker Texas Ranger reboot. Anyways, a lot of the cast are now parents and teachers at Bayside, and so
they all stayed.
Yeah. And
I thought you meant in real life, like the actors.
No.
I was like, why would they all be teachers?
No, as the
yeah
at the
in
school.
the show.
Yeah, Bayside High. And
what is Mario Lopez?
I think he's like a gym teacher.
Okay,
which makes sense. But they offered Screech to come back, and he declined. And everybody was like, "Oh, he's this or that," and like coming up with their own.
Yeah. Well, he did fall off the deep end.
He did,
as an
but
adult.
There were a lot of people that were saying it was for other reasons.
Not because he was sick.
Yeah. No, I don't think it was public knowledge that necessarily that he was sick until after he died.
I'm
trying not to burp, man.
Oh, gosh. You can burp if you want to. It's not that big a deal.
All right.
Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther.
Yeah.
He had like stage 4 cancer while they shot
Avengers.
Well, and he had it the whole time. It probably wasn't stage 4, but the whole Black Panther movie that was his. He was sick.
Yeah.
And he never told anybody.
I mean,
which, whatever you want to do with it, just think of all the work he had to do
to keep that up.
Well, just to film movies, action movies.
And to be like buff and stuff and have it,
I heard that's why. So, like, they had to make decisions on who got deteriorated.
Yeah.
His was because
of his
he needed
being
a break.
Sick.
Any way they could get him out, the better.
Yeah.
But
so
we got one more death somewhere.
Yeah, it
comes in groups.
It comes in threes. So we got Larry King,
Screech.
We got Screech.
Who do you think it'll
be?
Who
do you think?
Biden.
You think it'll be Biden?
You laughed when I said it the first time. I'm serious.
I think it's going to be some. I think it's going to be another like 80s, 90s pulp culture. What?
Pop culture.
Pop culture.
Did you have a stroke?
Culture.
You had a stroke.
Hey, this week I'm only one messed up word so far.
Your face is drooping on one side.
A pop culture icon, I think from like the 80s or 90s.
Okay, so let's think about it.
Ooh, what about like Shia LaBeouf?
Now he could be high as a kite and drive off a bridge. That wouldn't be a stretch.
He could. I think that's a little too high profile though.
Shia LaBeouf?
I think that I think he's
well, Larry King's about as high profile as you can get.
Yeah, but he's like he had stopped doing stuff and like had kind of just like faded away.
Rogan.
No.
He's gonna get attacked by a bear or something.
I don't think Rogan. He takes too much alpha brain for a bear to get one over
one of those
on
mountain
him.
lions he's always talking about.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, now I'm trying to think of older big fat guys.
Oh, I would say the guy from. Do you remember the show My Name Is Earl? Mm-hmm. With the big fat guy. but
Oh,
he's
yeah.
buff now.
Really?
He's like lost a ton of weight.
He was
he's super big
Blue
bodybuilder.
Elastic in Remember the Titans, the big white offensive lineman.
He's lost a ton of weight. He
Really?
looks good.
Or he's ill.
He might be ill.
And there's our number 3.
There it is. So
Yeah.
let's see what his name was.
And he's definitely not high profile.
Yeah,
He was in the Butterfly Effect with Ashton Kutcher.
That was a good movie.
I never saw it.
You never saw it? That was a good movie. His name is Ethan Suplee.
No, is he French?
Look at him.
Oh my goodness. Hey, Roy's will get you.
He's
He
jacked,
paid for
bro.
that body.
Lost 250 pounds. He looks like a monster now that I don't want anything to do with.
No.
Yeah. So
Well, we didn't even think about if it's a lady or not. Betty
it
White.
could be.
Betty White. She's gone. Timeline syncs up.
I don't know if she will die.
Have you thought?
I think she goes up to heaven like Methuselah.
I heard somebody say this. She played an old lady in a sitcom in the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah.
40 years ago. She was an old lady on a show
Yeah.
about old ladies.
Golden Girls.
And she's doing fine.
She's fine.
Or she's number 3.
I think she's going up. Jesus is going to come down and just take her.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going to die at this point.
But like I said, Biden. Yeah. It'd be perfect. It's set up perfectly.
I think it's going to be somewhat, maybe not the guy from My Name is Earl, Remember the Titans, but it'll be that level of notoriety. Like when somebody says his name, they'll be like, who?
Who? The guy from Remember Titans.
Oh, yeah, the
that
big guy. Yeah. I remember him.
Okay.
But if we're going to women who are that level of notoriety, I'd say Topanga.
Well, that's just another show.
I don't even know that girl's name, but Topanga.
Sean Hunter.
She might already be dead. I don't know.
No, she's not.
I don't even know who Sean Hunter is.
He was on Boy Meets World. He was Corey's best friend.
Oh, yeah. Sean.
His dad in the show, but hit that actual human.
Yeah.
He's got that weird voice like that.
Yeah. Billy Bob Thornton.
No. It's a big guy.
Sling
and he's
blade.
always like a B or a C roll.
Yeah. I know who you're
Him.
talking about.
Him.
That's a good possibility. Or Mr. Feeney. Is Mr. Feeney alive?
Probably. What if it's Jason Alexander from Seinfeld? George Costanza. He's big. As intriguing as Silent Podcast is.
Sean Hunter.
Yeah. His name's like Lake or River or something.
His name is Sean.
No,
Oh, wait. No.
the actor.
Ryder Strong.
Ryder. Yeah.
He is actually, it looks like he's in some other stuff. Like more recent. Nothing that's like of any importance.
Right.
So, no segue into this. Ice is a rock.
Dead people are buried in the ground where rocks are. Speaking of rocks.
Speaking of rocks, ice is a rock.
Speaking of rocks, we're about to fight.
Probably. Geologists say that ice is a rock.
They can say whatever they want.
Okay. So you disagree that you don't think ice is a rock?
Yes.
Yes, what?
I don't agree.
Okay.
Because that would be like saying water is lava.
Exactly.
Oh, horse ass.
Hold on. If ice is a rock, which geologists say that it is,
Then water is lava.
water is lava because molten lava,
Flowing rock is water, is lava.
is lava.
Yeah.
Which the only thing that molten means is something is heated up and changes form into a liquid. A solid turns into a liquid.
Well, a liquid state.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. But
Then rain are comets.
no, because that's still liquefied. It would have to be hard. So
Rain-
sleet,
Hail
hail
is a comet storm.
is comet.
Is an asteroid storm.
Halley's comet.
I'm already pissed off.
So
This is
when you look into it, ice kind of is a rock, and water is kind of lava. because it's molten. Our bodies are made up of mostly water.
Which
So
therefore,
technically, we're lava monsters.
we're all the Thing from Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Was that a joke? Or
No,
was
it's
that
like, I mean, you just follow the logic, man.
follow the science?
Just follow the science.
That's so stupid that I can't even comprehend. I can't tell if you're kidding or not.
I mean, if ice is a rock,
Did you find that on the internet?
I did.
On a joke website?
No.
Did a comedian say it?
No.
Or a doctor say it?
Scientific
rock
guy. A rock doctor.
Or a water doctor, if they're going to go by that.
You mean a geologist?
Sure.
Well, a geologist did say ice is a rock.
Well, that guy's dumb.
So, yes.
That guy's dumb.
Multiple geologists say that ice is a rock.
So if you drink ice water, you're drinking a cup of dirt.
No.
Yeah. You have rocks floating around in your lava. Think about it.
Okay. So, like, by saying ice is a rock, you're drinking
If
rock
that's
water.
the case,
Yeah.
and therefore water is lava, you're drinking a rock lava drink.
You're drinking rocks with lava in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's stupid. Can't be true.
Just because you're thinking that lava is molten rock,
Well, that's what lava is.
but it could also be water. Because it is a rock that has been heated up
But if
to make a liquid.
But if lava is rock,
That's like some things boil at different temperatures. Some things boil at super cold temperatures, and then other things have to heat up. I mean, it's the same. To me, it'd be the same concept.
geologist, do you mean like some dude on the street that you heard yelling about
No,
it on a street corner?
no,
I don't believe it.
that's fine.
It makes me mad. Ice is water. Water is water. Rain is water. Rocks are rocks. Lava is rocks. Comets are rocks.
Haley's Comet,
They're different.
hail.
Is that what you were trying to do?
I was for a second.
Haley's Comet?
Yeah. So another little interesting little thing that I found today. This is like a debate thing, which is I thought was pretty
Let's go.
interesting.
I'm sure we'll argue
So
about it.
there's a televised fight between you and Mike Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he is aged between 1 and 18 years old.
Aged?
Yeah, his age. Televised fight with Mike Tyson. You versus Mike Tyson at the ages somewhere between 1 and 18.
Okay.
Okay. You get $1 million for every year of age that he is. Mike Tyson started training to become a boxer at 13.
Cool.
So
12.
you're going to fight him at 12.
No.
But then you're also beating up a 12-year-old.
For $12 million, I'll beat up my own. baby.
Nationally televised, you're beating up a 12-year-old.
Bring it on.
So you have
Y'all,
no care.
y'all can shame me while I count my money. That's fine.
I just to me, the obvious answer would be somewhere.
7.
That would be the obvious
And
answer.
I'd kick his head off.
But I just can't nationally. Your mom's going to see you
What do I
beating
have
up a
to
7-year-old.
do? I have to knock him out or just survive?
No, you have to win.
So
If
we
you
could go the
win-
distance.
Yeah, you go the distance. But you would have to win the fight.
So what's your number?
I don't know. I'm probably going anything above 13. I feel like he has an advantage
Yeah.
because at 14 he's been boxing for a year and he's gonna be a world class boxer that everybody talks about for the rest of humanity.
Not in a year.
No, but he's getting there. So at 13, I think I got a shot.
Okay.
At 14, I think my chances decrease dramatically.
Right.
Because I'm sure he won like a Golden Glove at 14 or something.
In his division.
Yeah.
Am I as I am currently?
Yes. It's tomorrow.
Okay. So I get no time to prep.
No time
I'm
to
trying
prep.
to find a child picture of Mike Tyson. There's not a lot of them. A lot of pictures of his children. How old's that kid? 7, 8? Because that's mine.
I think that's probably like 10 or 11.
Oh, we're going. And if I lose, I don't get anything?
Well, yeah.
And he started training at 13?
He started boxing at the age of 13.
Sign that $12 million check.
You're going to beat the snot out of a 12-year-old.
As many times as you want me to.
I just couldn't, as a decent human being, I couldn't beat up a 12-year-old on national television.
Is he being forced into it? Or is he on board?
I mean, I guess he's on board.
Then it's fine.
I mean, at what age do you consider consent?
It's like 8 or 7. It depends on what.
What's the age of consent?
If he wins, does he get the money?
No. He's doing it for the fun of the sport.
Well, if he's having fun, I'm going to knock his little A out.
I just, so there's no way I could fight him at 6.
But you've seen these 12-year-olds these days.
Well,
some are big as trees.
Mike Tyson at 13, I'm sure, was not just a pansy little kid.
You know what? For the sake of losing it all, I'll say 10.
10?
10 years old, I'd crank that kid into next week for $10 million.
I just part of me though too is I cannot lose to a 12-year-old. If I lose to a 12-year-old,
right,
you might as well hand me a gun as I'm walking off the stage.
So to fix that though, I know there's not a 10-year-old on the planet that
can beat you up.
Yeah. And I got $10 million.
Yeah.
I can do whatever I want.
But I mean, if you go 16,
no, he'd kill me. Yeah, you're dead unless you're already a boxer. And we're boxing, or we're
it's boxing,
straight boxing. No legs, no body slams,
no Muay Thai, no jiu-jitsu, just boxing.
Give me 11.5. That's as high. That's as safe as I can.
You want him at 11.5?
Yeah.
I'd probably say 12.
Yeah, I'd like to think 12. I'd like to think 13.
I would too.
Is it the 13th year, like January 1st, or this is the end of a year of training?
I think he's somewhere in the year of 13. Okay. I don't know if you dial it down that much.
I'd like to know though.
You'd like
to make my decision. Yeah. Has he been training at 13 at this 13 fight? Mm-hmm. Has he been training for a month or 11 months? Because that's a big difference.
He's probably been training. We'll say it's right in the middle
6 months
of the year.
6
Every
months.
age would be in the middle of the year. So at 13, he's had 6 months of training. At 14, he's had a year of training.
And I've had 0.
Mm-hmm.
11.5. And I'm putting.
You also got to think too, though. Mike Tyson was probably a fighter at a young age without being formally trained.
Yeah.
Without being formally trained, there's not many people that are just like, you know what, I think I'm going to dip my toe into boxing.
Yeah.
Those people love to fight.
11.5 million.
Well, it would just be 11.
Dang, really?
Because if we're basing it on 6 months increment, six month increments, he'd be 12.
I got you. All right, so $11 million.
Mm-hmm.
If you stretch that over 30 years, which that's about all I got in me left, 60.
That's being generous.
Yeah. That's almost $370,000 a year to knock a child out. You could buy the nicest dream home you could ever want in 3 years, 4 years.
You buy it in a year. You just put that money down.
Well, 300. Yeah. No, I mean with cash. I'm not getting into mortgages. This is a hypothetical.
You could put that money
child
down that
fight.
day and say, "Here's my money. Here's my $1 million." Then you would just have whatever $12 or $10 million left.
Yeah.
To last you.
How much money would it take for you to fight a child? I was going to say Jason, but that's. There's a number.
Like, what do you...
Like, how much money would it take for me to hold Jason's arms and you punch him in the nose as hard as you can?
God, dang it, man.
What's that number?
That's a high number.
It's high, but it's a number. $2,500?
No, it'd be
I'm kidding.
it's more than that.
I'm kidding.
That's like, I mean, you're doing like permanent damage that like that at that point, that kid knows like you'll punch him if you have to.
But then you could buy him something.
Was
A new nose.
you gonna have to pay some
And all
medical
the toy-
bills.
open hand
Bro.
crow hop slap then.
A slap,
Slap to the face.
It's gonna be a lower number.
Like
for
one
a
of the
slap.
like one of those competitions
Yeah,
where
where
you're
you
trying to
just
knock
try
him
to
out.
knock 'em
You
out.
put a little chalk on your hand and I hold his arms.
that changes things.
$1 million? Or is that low?
That's probably high. It's not too much higher. but it's-
500,000.
I'd say yeah.
But he'll remember it forever. He'll hold it against you. No matter
Well, if
what
he's
you
gonna
do.
hold it against me, then
No matter what you do.
if he's gonna hold it against me for the rest of his life, I can't even do it.
What if he holds it against you for 10 more years?
Okay, well what about
Lana,
yeah?
there's a number.
What is it?
Wait, current Lana or she can be 6?
Either or. She's gonna hold it against you until she's 20 years old.
So she's 10.
No, she's just
Oh, just until 20.
until she's 20 years old, she's gonna hold it against you.
That's a recipe for a
I know
baby out of wedlock right there.
that changes a lot of things, man.
That's daddy issues.
That's hey, you want me to punch a stranger? Give me
Yeah.
$25. You talking about punching my kid,
Yeah.
and he's gonna hold it against me? That's years of like irreparable damage. Because then he's not gonna believe anything you. He's not gonna listen to anything you say
almost touched hands.
again.
Get out of here.
He's not gonna like. I mean, Lana's not gonna like trust anything you say.
Actually, Lana now, she probably wouldn't even remember.
but she will.
Well, you can't
Till
change.
she's 20.
You can't change physics.
She will.
No.
She will because it'll be on video.
On a loop.
Yeah. In your house. That's a high number, man. So like
yeah.
they're holding it against you.
Is it pre-tax or post? I'm just kidding. It would have to be 6 figures.
It'd have to be more than that.
Well, that could be $999,000.
It'd have to be more than that.
So you're in the millions. Oh, because we added they're gonna hate you. For
they're gonna hold it against you. Because at that point,
Do we want to go the sweet route? There's no amount of money.
there is.
No. Yeah, it's out
is.
there.
It's a
Swap
big number.
lives with Bezos.
Yeah, maybe. But it's just like that's your man. If you would have asked me a year ago, yeah, I would have been, oh yeah, I'll punch a kid.
Right.
But like
Yeah.
having a kid now and like realizing the things that go into
How
parenting.
about running crow hop the kid that pushed Jason down at the park?
Oh, bro,
That kid,
$50.
$50. I'll pay you $50.
Yeah, let me punch that kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it's just different.
Yeah.
But Mike Tyson, we're going like we're around the same number, like 11 or 12 million.
Can I see him before the fight? Just to gauge what he looks like.
Well, you can't see him at every age and then
Oh,
gauge
yeah.
with that.
I guess I wouldn't. I'd have to pick first.
Yeah.
And then see him. Can I find a picture of him at 12? I'm right around 11, 12, 13 mark.
I'm right there too.
Because if
I don't want to get into his boxing years. I don't even care.
Oh, no. 12's
I don't
the
even
ceiling.
care
Or
if
13's,
it's
yeah.
Yeah. If 13 he's been training for 6 months.
12's my ceiling.
Yeah.
But I think I'd say 11 because what if you're trying to get that extra million and he knocks you out?
Yeah. Here's the thing though too. This is interesting, okay? Because we're saying
Where are we at on time?
we're in like 50s.
Okay, cool.
We're saying you said previously that you would get into the ring with like
Deontay Wilder.
no the
We talked about that too.
the like MMA women's world
The
champ.
pint weight or whatever,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the smallest one is.
You would get into a ring with her,
Yeah.
no problem.
No problem.
You're talking about a 13-year-old boy.
Who's the same build?
He probably isn't the same. He's probably shorter, smaller, weighs less for sure.
13?
Bro,
There's some swole up 13-year-olds though.
there are, but like, I don't think Mike Tyson was a swole. Either way,
I'd like to hear his backstory because is he one of those guys that like got beat up all the time?
if you're not seeing a bunch of pictures of him as a kid, he's probably poor.
Yeah, they didn't have
Because there's not a
camera.
lot of pictures of me when I was a kid.
Yeah, no camera.
Nah.
A lot of VHS tapes.
Yeah, but it's just interesting that you're like, I would fight this woman for sure, but then a 13-year-old
Oh,
boy.
you're trying to say I'm a sexist.
No. I'm just saying there's an interesting correlation between, well, this woman fights for a living versus a 13-year-old who's had 6 months of training. There, you wouldn't even.
It's different.
still-
I get exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's a strange thought.
Yeah,
I can pick her up and throw her on the ground.
you
on
can
her
pick
head.
up a 13-year-old and throw him on the
Not
ground.
if we're boxing. I have to just punch
Oh,
her.
you're talking about. Okay, I got you.
Because if I'm fighting that little lady, I'll just pick her up by her ankles and run her around the ring with her head hitting the fence.
Yeah,
I have to just punch knock him out. That's way different.
yeah.
But I do see what you're saying.
It's just an interesting-
the champion tiny
Yeah.
weight
Versus
or an
13-year-old.
inexperienced 13-year-old
Yeah.
Mike Tyson. It might also be that you're thinking Mike Tyson in your head.
Yeah.
He could be 2 and still knock you out.
The safest thing to do is beat up a 1-year-old.
Yeah.
But
Or, well, just as safe. Like, what's Jason 6?
yeah,
I would murder 6 Mike Tyson.
yeah.
But I'd like to think I could do it at 12 as well.
I'd like to think I could beat up any 13-year-old on the planet, but it might just not.
Oh yeah, there's not a 12-year-old on the planet that can beat me up.
But 13, there might be a
6 months
13.
of boxing. What if he picked it up quick?
He probably did.
Yeah.
He's probably a savant of
Yeah.
boxing.
If you hadn't heard, he's pretty good at boxing.
He's pretty good. Even now.
And no brain damage, so he's sharp. He's sharp.
Yeah.
No face tattoo.
Yeah, and you're sitting at 28, a 28-year-old brain. You're not the sharpest.
I'm 29.
29.
Even
You're not the
worse.
sharpest tool in the shed anymore.
I'd crack that 12-year-old. Yeah, 12.
Well, at least we know we would both beat up a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
For sure. For money.
If you had to pick a friend you know that would lose, who would it be?
Against
Yeah.
Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
Friend.
Somebody you know.
Somebody I know? Well, there's a
That's an
long
adult.
list of people.
That's an adult.
There's a long list of people.
You
that
can't
I
say
would-
like Jason.
Yeah, no, there's a long list of adults that I would
wouldn't.
love to see get beat up in
Yeah.
a fight regardless.
How much would you pay to watch some of these people get in a fight with Mike Tyson?
It depends on the person.
Yeah. If it's after my fight, it'd be $1 million. But yeah, to answer your question, 12.
12 years old. That's a good debate though.
Because he's probably never even been in a boxing ring
Maybe so.
at 12.
He's probably been in some fights though.
Oh, that's very true. I just have to think how that body frame. He was probably jacked. Ugh.
Yeah. Well, on that note,
I'm gonna sleep on it.
you've
I'm just kidding.
already
It's 12. Yeah.
what are we're doing the question this week. Do you run front to back or back to front?
Yeah. Please answer this.
Gotta set that up.
I'm
Because I
tied in-
forgot to do the one last. I don't even remember what the one
I don't
last
know.
week was.
I'm tied in knots over this. I don't know what to do, what to think.
Yeah, you said you hadn't talked to Peyton since, right?
I rode back with him, so we
And
did
you
talk,
talked in
but
silence.
we did not talk about pooping and wiping.
Wow.
He couldn't figure out how I wipe without getting off the seat. So he doesn't do what you said you do.
Yeah.
He doesn't get off the seat.
Yeah.
So he's going elbow into the
Yeah,
toilet,
I swing both
which
ways.
makes it even worse.
Yeah.
But on that note, I'd like to hear what y'all think.
Yeah.
But unless you're back to front, then don't let us know, please.
Well, we appreciate y'all listening.
But yeah, thank you for letting us into your hearts, your minds, your homes, your office, your car.
And your butts.
So yeah.
We'll see y'all next week.